Hello and welcome to Emily Lunar Astrology. So today's video is all about calling in courage and tapping into your creativity using astrology as a lens to do so. And I better just introduce myself before I introduce my lovely guest. So yes, I'm Emily Kalcher. I'm an astrologer, intuitive tarot card reader, and a moon lover. So I was called to manifest working with the lunar cycle when struggling with pain from Crohn's, which is inflammatory bowel disease. And then eventually from working with the moon on a daily basis, I kind of got from there into using astrology and daily yoga, and all of that really helped my well-being. Oh, excuse me. So if anybody was interested in booking a reading with me, they can do so via my website, which is emilylunarastrology.com. So let me introduce my lovely guest. You can see is Terry here.
Hello.
Hi. Let me find what I've written. Okay, so Terry is a professional astrologer and tarot reader from Amethyst Astro Tarot. She specialises in natal chart and annual chart readings, interpretations. You can visit Astro Tarot for trustworthy guidance with astrological charts and tarot reading. Welcome, Terry. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Emily, for inviting me. It's very nice to be here. It's on a Saturday when it is raining outside in Edinburgh. And yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. Yes, that would be me, the practicing astrologer and tarot reader. Actually, I'm an corporate banker, but
Oh, really? Oh.
yeah, exactly. So, but it's like we come to the point in our lives. I think that we just like decide to make a change, make a shift, and I think that was the point that I started studying really astrology and tarot in a much deeper way.
Mm. So can you kick us off then with your sun, moon and rising, and then we'll delve a little bit deeper and see how things go.
Okay, so I have sun in Virgo, and I have moon in Pisces, and I have a Leo rising. That is ruled by again that the sun in Virgo actually. I mean that's me. Yeah, that's me. I mean those are my what they call three big.
Mm. Yeah, so how does that sort of play out for you in your life?
I mean, I was born just after a lunar eclipse. On my birth chart, you will still see with the connection with the nodes. In any case, how they are quite tight conjunction with my moon and sun. So I'm a full moon child. So but the thing is that I think with sun and moon, sun in Virgo and Pisces and moon, I think that I try to find the balance, because there are moments that you have to get that like identity, or like that Virgo. It's like that they find sometimes annoying Virgo, like like because this is the right way, this is the order that has to be done. But there are sometimes that you have to look with more logical way to things and more practical way. And there are moments that of course I'm watching a movie that's very romantic. Okay, I can have my Pisces moon just in the in the scene, and it's like tears etc coming through. But it's like I think it depends on the context that I can find that balance. And I don't know, Leo rising, I think. mm I mean, with the Leo, there is this thing like I'm sitting at the center. I want to be the. I don't think so. That I mean, I think my sun is in Virgo at the end of the day, I mean, like it wouldn't be that much a glamour, I think, with my Leo rising in that sense. But I think more like the creativity part, I think, and trying to be confident about what I'm doing, and be trying to be authentic. I mean, not myself, I mean, to be myself, not being like others, or not to compete with others. It's like always this competition to be a better version of yourself. I think the Leo rising is more in that sense, I mean, like it's playing out in my life.
So, you want that kind of recognition for the skills and actually who you are as a person, rather than, okay, I could be anybody, you know. It's like, well, I want the recognition because I work hard or whatever. And then it's the Virgo wants the precision, that this is how we do things, this is the process. You could do things slightly better here, but you don't have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I mean, also, I mean, it's mutable. I mean, at the end of the day, like Virgo and
Yeah.
Pisces, so it's like there is more always uh, much chance to adapt and then to move, etc. Even the Leo is fixed sign, but it's like I think there is that balance as well. I mean, like trying to, I mean, like a change if necessary, make the shift. So that doesn't work, go ahead. I mean, what do you do? I mean, so.
But then the Pisces comes in and softens it a bit and gives you some flow, and yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
exactly.
Hmm. Um, so, oh yeah, I quite like the way I phrase this one actually. So, when we think of creativity, it's good to look back at what we were like when we were younger, and what was young Terry like, and how did astrology and tarot come and find you?
Okay, creativity wise, I think I mean, like skills, talent, that kind of creativity. I mean, I use my hands a lot, like mercurial person, but
Yeah.
I actually don't have much talent with drawing or something like that. I have a horrible handwriting. It's like so, but I think I mean, we can be creative. Doesn't come only with something that is like visible. I mean, creativity in mind. I mean, you can
Mm,
create new ideas, create new stuff. I mean, to like that. I think as a child also, I think I liked mind games more. I mean, like that. I mean, it's like things that will make my mind work, and then that kind of puzzles, like not like puzzle, jigsaw puzzle that you will do. I mean, like physical puzzle, but it's like something that will intrigue my mind. I always like those kind of things. I mean, as a child, astrology and tarot, actually, I mean, I started studying in depth after I was 40 years old, but actually, I was born in a household where there was astrology and tarot. I mean, like, so I mean, I didn't meet it at the age of 40. I mean, it's something that I knew because my mother was a very big enthusiast of astrology. And I didn't know where she was finding those, I mean, all those sources in the 80s, but she already knew the progress charts and the decans, etc. I mean, like, and now I'm going back and I'm like, how does she know? I mean, like, because in Turkish, I was born in Istanbul, and in Turkey, we didn't, I mean, still they don't have lots of translations of stuff. I mean, there was no internet, but my mother had the access for some reason. So I was born, I mean, like, the household was astrology. I mean, in that sense, she was just amateur. I mean, she was a homemaker, but at the end of the day, you would hear here and then all the time her talking about astrology, signs, rising, and the blah blah, etc. So it was always there. Tarot is the same. I mean, like decks, looking at the decks. My mother was very intuitive person. I think
mm.
her sixth sense was very much developed. She was a Pisces sun, so I think it was always there. I think it was just there.
Wow. Not many people I've found that I've spoken to have actually had like parents that have been so in touch with astrology. It's kind of, yeah, that's quite unusual. But and in a way, it's like you've followed in the footsteps of the family way, but then developed your own and studied it pretty more intensely and done it in a professional sense rather than just all at once. And yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because I think I need always structure. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that there are very, I mean, like uh, prominent, I mean, astrologers who are self-taught. I mean, like it's like huge respect, I mean, for those people. But I mean, I cannot do that. I mean, like you leave me, I mean, like I will look, I mean, it's like I start searching for something, then all of a sudden 10 tabs open for me. I mean, it's like, so you cannot take me out of that rabbit hole. So it's like, so someone has to tell me like, you now going to read this article for this week and you will do this assignment, so that, I mean, I needed that structure. That's why I had to go to school both for tarot and astrology. It's like, it's, I think for tarot it's rare, but I mean, it's like I had to go, I mean, like, because otherwise if I don't, if I didn't do, I think that way, then I wouldn't have achieved anything, I mean, so far. So yeah, it's, I need the structure. It's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I think a lot of us do. Um, oh, okay. So let's talk about your business and where the name came from.
Yeah, amethyst. I'm a big, in any case, purple lover. Like I think there is a special name for that. Sometimes in those word things that on Instagram, etc., pops up. I mean, there's a special name for this purple lava. I'm with a kind of lilac today. Also, I have lots of things in purple. So amethyst, of course, it's a type of a quartz, which is, I mean, the one that I have. I mean, it's purple, so the, I think color is important. But I think also there is this something like more old, I mean, records of that. It's saying that like it keeps you, I mean, like not being drunken. And also I think it was during the wars, it was giving courage to the soldiers, etc. So it's, I think with all these things, I think made me uh, choose the name. Though I mean, like later I found out that there are lots of people with amethyst. But I said that okay, I'm doing astrology, I'm doing tarot, and then I like amethyst. Why not amethyst astro tarot? So in the end, that name came out to me, and here I am. I mean,
Yeah, I know that when I've looked at sort of crystals and what they're used for and everything, amethyst has always come out as the all healer and connected to the third eye and in chakra system and everything. It's like, well, actually, it's sort of something beyond us and helping out the intuition and our connection to universal wisdom and everything, which is kind of cool.
yeah, exactly. It's not my birthstone. I think Virgo has a different one. I'm not very, I mean, like knowledgeable about these things. I think yeah, amethyst is another sign's birthstone, but what can I do? I like it so. So
I
I
can't
have it as a name. Yeah,
I can't remember what Virgo would be off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But I
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah.
I think amethyst has a connection to Aquarius, if I remember
Okay.
rightly.
Could be, could be, could be. Yeah.
Um, so when people come to you for readings and things, what can clients expect? And what do your readings tend to look like?
It's uh, that's a good question. I mean, with for astrology or tarot or both. both? What are we talking about? For both?
Yeah, both.
I mean,
Yeah.
first of all, I mean, I start from the tarot, so I can think in the meantime, back of my mind about astrology. Tarot, I don't read in person anymore. That's a decision that I took beginning of 2025. So because I mean, I need time to process. I cannot like someone looking at me like this. What is she going to say, etc. I personally, um, I don't think so that I can handle that. That's why you wouldn't see me in like these markets, etc. Because for me also noise, crowd, etc. I think I'm just off. I'm too much distracted. So that's why I'm in tarot. I just do written through
Yeah.
email. That's all I do. But I think that it's good for me. I mean, because I open the cards, then because I have a technical part, of course. I mean, with Virgo, etc. It's like all coming Sun, Mercury, Saturn, all in Virgo. I mean, you cannot escape that. I mean, that there is a technical part, and then I have to see how the things relate, and then I story starts coming out more. I think intuition starts stepping in. I
Yeah.
think it's the same for astrology. I think, I mean, the people can hear a lot from me dates, especially when we are talking about the annual chart interpretation, because I think that it's important that the people should know. I mean, like you are talking about something, I wouldn't use jargon. I mean, they wouldn't know. I mean, like if they ask me, okay, where did it come from? Maybe I can say that because I see that this moon and that there was an interaction like that. But I wanted like the people also know the dates, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like this could happen around this time, and then I always see, I mean, people taking notes. Okay, that's it. Okay, then I let me write it down. Okay, that's it. Or in the past it might have happened like this. So,
Yeah.
and then the people go back, because I think that's a good connection, because it's like in a way refreshing memories in a way, but at the same time, like you can make that connection to the future as well in a way, that that could have happened that time. So looking at those times, not exactly the same thing, but things can manifest in this way. I don't know, next year in June,
Mm.
for example. I
Yeah.
think that's one way where the technique comes with me. But except that, I think most of the time it's more like trying to convert the symbolism, all these archetypal expressions, into more daily language, so that we can have a connection with the current in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I prefer to do astrology readings over Zoom, and that I loved. But obviously, I do the prep beforehand as well. So it's a case of, well, at least I know there's a few astrological dates to work with or whatever, and due to some transits or something coming up or whatever feels relevant before I then meet with somebody. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's important. I think that people also sometimes, I mean, of course, we use not only one technique. I mean, the transits, you look at the progressions, and then you look at the solar arc and all this solar return. And then in the combination of that, there are themes and some days that are really like they are, I'm here. I mean, then you cannot just ignore that. I mean, you have
no,
to really make a remark about it. And I always also say that, I mean, I'm not giving advices, because I don't have any power over the decision of people. I mean, it's like you just say the probabilities or the potentials, etc. And it's always the people's, I mean, like their own authority to decide
yes.
over their lives. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the important thing, I think.
Yes, we always have free will, and actually deciding for somebody is not really going to help their
No.
progression, their evolution of who they are and what they're here to do in this life. So yeah, totally agree with you.
Exactly.
Oh yes. So are you happy to speak to some times of where you've needed to have courage and things in your life, and how you've used sort of astrology, tarot, or things that you've learned to help you?
I mean, I think with astrology, it's, I'm not a person like that would be led by astrology in my daily life. I mean, it's a guide, right?
Yeah.
It's a guidance for us. I mean, it's a thing that we can follow the guidance of astrology, but at the end of the day, I mean, like there are times that, I mean, also we can go back and look at the times that when things happened good or less positive things. And I think that astrology in that sense uh, gives us in a way a bit confidence and also sometimes comfort about things. I mean, like, because it's, I don't know, for some of the things happening in our lives, maybe it's better to know rather than not knowing. I mean, it doesn't mean that it will happen 100%, but if you see any potential coming, then you can get prepared for that. I mean, in that sense, I mean, there are moments that you look and in your chart and you say, okay, maybe this may not be the the best transit or best thing happening, but how can I look at it? How can I mean, find a way to get over it? I think in the best way possible. How can I get prepared? I think that's the courage or that's the confidence that you are getting through the guidance of astrology in that sense. I mean, same with tarot. I mean, like sometimes, I mean, tarot, I don't look, actually, I don't draw cards for myself. It's very rare. I mean, it's very hard, I think, to get guidance for myself. But even like sometimes if I draw cards, I generally do it with the Lenormand because I'm not a Lenormand reader, so it makes things easier and less interpretation is there. So I can look and I can see things. Okay, I say, I mean, it's like, you look and then you say that, okay, this is not going, or this will happen, but maybe a bit later, then let me get prepared for that. I mean, I think it's always like adapting. I think it's about adapting and trying to find a way to get that guidance in the best way in your life.
Yeah, I think sometimes having that, as you say, that awareness and the knowledge that you can sort of mull over in the background will then give you that ability to have, it's sort of what's the word, forewarned is forearmed or something. I can't remember the exact phrase, but basically, yeah, the idea that actually if you've got some knowledge, it's better than having none at all. And actually sometimes it gives you that comfort, that reassurance that things aren't always going to be as bad as you imagine, or if they are, then actually maybe you can handle it in this way because you've got some kind of safety now, I guess, to work with. But yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I never get hyped with any, I mean, like things. I mean, also any transit or something like that. Sorry, I never go very much down. Sorry, I'm somewhere, I think, in the middle. I mean, I always approach everything with precaution. I mean, what if, there's always what if part, no? Is always, if there's always, I mean, a chance that it may not look as good as it is or as not as good as it is or something like that. So I just try to not get very much hyped or get down with any kind of thing that I kind of interpret on the chart.
Yeah, there's too much sort of scaremongering and pop astrology that isn't as accurate as it could be. We don't need to add to it, do we? We can actually be there of saying, well, actually, no, the world isn't going to end because something happened. It's
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
more nuanced, and there's little personal things that may affect you, there's things that might not, and actually how you navigate it can be useful if you have some little tools, like whether it's astrology, whether it's tarot, whether it's meditation, whether it's using crystals or whatever you feel comfortable with, or even
Exactly.
journaling. There's lots of little things we can do. And as you say, like feeding into our creative pursuits, like, okay, I'm a bit stressed. Let's, I don't know, do some art or do something random or go and be a big kid somewhere. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
Um, so what are some things that you're most proud of and some successes that you'd be happy to share?
In my astrology and tarot journey, you are
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, or just generally in
Uh,
life.
in life, I don't know. I mean, like, I think, I mean, I generally don't look at the past. I mean, of course, I'm proud of my children always. I mean, God bless them. Uh, and I think that's the most important thing that, yeah, you at least I try to. I mean, with my husband, of course, grow our children in the best way. That's something to be proud of whole life. But in terms of astrology and tarot, I think, I mean, it's not like lots of people, I think, now study in much later parts of their lives, I mean, astrology, etc. But for me, it's like also, uh, it was, I think, really some big relief when I finished all the modules in the Faculty of Astrological Studies. So I think it was, I think, for me, in a way, I mean, even finishing the models was an achievement. It was like done. I'm done. All the assignments are like this. Of course, I passed the certificate exam and the intermediate exam, etc. That was the like cream on top of everything. Also, I mean, I complete the horror course.
Oh wow.
After that, I mean, like, with a very, I think, important, and she's a lovely person. I mean, Sue Ward. Think she's very important in horror astrology and traditional astrology as well. So I completed the course with her. I think in that sense it was really important for me to have achieved that. I have finally published an article. I have a published article, both
Yay.
in astrological journal this year with the magical hands of editor Victor Oliver, and which went into astro.com later, which was like also on top of everything. I was like, I
Wow.
think after that, I was like, okay, that's the peak there, maybe. No, it's
Yeah.
not like that. Of course, I mean, writing, but I think it takes a lot of time with me. That took me, I mean, not like working on it every day, but after I told Victor that, okay, Victor, I'm going to write, okay, write it there. Yeah, and it took me 1 year to submit the article to him. But in the end, it turned out well. I think that's important. I mean, like, to uh, share, and then creating a course. Also, it's another thing that I did so far, and giving a talk, creating a talk. I mean, I think these are for I think a much. I mean, I'm slowly approaching a decade, but still for a newbie, compared to people who are in astrology for 40, 50 years, I'm still a newbie, and I think it's like these are for me, it's like achievements that I'm doing with my uh, life with astrology in a way. With tarot, I think I don't think so that I'm working well enough as I'm doing with astrology. But what I'm trying to do, I try to mix them, that the decans and everything. So I find a
Yes.
way to get them together. I mean, so that's why I can add the tarot. I used to write a lot of blogs about the cards and everything. I should go back to that, but I used to do that a lot, like making always this intersection points between the two things I'm doing. I'm like astrology and tarot. How can I mix them? How can I put them together? I'm all the time, I think, searching for that. I'm like trying to get the tarot in the work that I'm doing with astrology in a way.
So can we find some of your articles on your website, or I know you've got one that's on astro.com. Can we actually find that if we were to search for it?
Yeah. I mean, when you look for my name, I'm in Terry Noodleman. You go to astro.com. It's the Aretha Franklin article.
Okay.
It's actually a interpretation of her natal chart, but discovering the genius in her through her natal chart. I really liked it when I was writing it. It was interesting for me. I was first looking at like Einstein, Picasso, etc., and I said, "I'm okay. These are, I mean, known because of their IQ, of course. Of course, the work that they made, I mean, like, was also uh, incredible. That's, I mean, we cannot deny that. But it's
No.
like, okay, we already know it. I mean, Aretha Franklin was a big name, of
Yeah.
course, the Queen of Soul at the end of the day, but wasn't like, I mean, like the Picasso or Einstein. It wasn't like, oh, okay, you just spot her, but she was a genius. So it's like, not, maybe, I don't know if her IQ was ever like looked at, etc., but it's like genius is not about this intelligent, I mean, quantity or coefficient or something like that. It's not about that. I mean, it's about uh, how you, I think, turn whatever you have into brain into reality in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of the impact that you have on the world in some ways, but also, yeah, as you say, how you then turn what's in your brain into something useful and magical and shareable to other people for
Yeah,
them to enjoy.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think it was, I think, really important, I think, to write that article.
Mm.
So I'm always after something authentic. Yeah, in that sense, I'm after, I mean, like, I always try to find something that wasn't looked into that before,
Mm.
or it wasn't covered a lot before. I mean, not like really searching to be a niche, but it's also, I mean, like, not, I think, repeating all the
Yeah.
time. I mean, no, some of the things, and even you are repeating something, if you are able to bring a different perspective, I think that's the key point in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, actually, so, oh, we haven't, hang on a minute. Oh, yeah. So how do you sort of manifest any dreams that you have into reality and stay consistent with any goals, projects, etc.?
Yeah, I think it's working hard. It's like, if I would like to do something, I think it's very important that, yeah, I work on that thing all the time. I mean, it's like, it's not like going and Okay. I want to do this, but let me not work on it. It doesn't, I think, work like that. I mean, it's like I all the time have kind of daily diary, etc. I write down things there. Okay, today it didn't happen. Okay, let's carry it the next day, but it's there until it is like completed, etc. So I can make that check, etc. And so I keep going like that. I think it's like we may have dreams, we may have goals, but I think it's like we don't work hard on them, so they won't come true. I mean, it's like, it's like the famous joke. I mean, it's like, yeah, the guy asked like, oh, why don't I mean, asked the guy, oh, why don't I get any money, etc. Maybe you should go and buy a ticket. No, it's like, no, it won't come. Why don't I ever, I mean, win a lottery? Maybe you should buy the ticket. I mean, it's like we want the magic happening. We have to do something to make that magic happen in a way. I mean.
Yes, exactly. Oh, somebody said hello to us. That's nice.
Okay. Hi, Kimberly. When you, I think, like that, I all of a sudden I said, okay, there should be some comment because you just muted yourself. Yeah.
um, shall we then talk about Leo season and the fact that we actually are in Mercury retrograde? If you have any thoughts or slides or anything you want to share, feel free.
Yeah. I mean, it's like for the Mercury retrograde period. I think I always say, I mean, all the retrograde periods are good times to reflect on what happened during the direct period and see if we need to make any changes or just leave the thing as it is. I mean, I know that Leo is a fixed sign. Sometimes people, I mean, we may not be that adamant in giving up things just like that, but sometimes if the things didn't work, a creative idea, oh, it's wonderful. I mean, at that moment it was wonderful, but it didn't work or it's not going somewhere, then it means that it may need some fine tuning, or it may need like just to like put it in the bin and continue with something else. Or I mean, like, you could have had some kind of this, like, oh, like, have had a great authentic way of communication, or I was very confident that were we, etc. It's like always that kind of reflecting all those things, I think could be helpful. Also, it's a slow down. We cannot have all the time ideas racing in our mind. Of course, I mean, like, for some of us, it's like they continue racing, but we may not have it all the time, or we have to give a break. No, I mean, say that, okay, maybe I should slow down and I have to like rest, and instead of hurrying up, I have to like take it easy, etc. I think we can do different things wherever Leo is in our charts, and then give a break, slow down, and reflect on the direct period that started back in June, I think, in Leo. So I think we can think about all those. We will have time until the 11th of August, but there would be also a post shadow period, which would be the wrapping up of the, I think, retrograde period, which will continue until 25th of August. So this is a good time to reflect on, not to be worried about the legendary Mercury retrograde. I think instead of like worrying too much, it's like just concentrating and trying to rethinking or about everything. Yeah. So that Kim is saying that during the Mercury retrograde, I'm always like to have slow down periods, no big decisions on contract signing. Yeah, it's a way. I mean, if it's the, I think at the end of the day, if we are following these periods and we have our ways, and that's the way that how we feel better in that retrograde period for Kimberly, it's like, okay, it's a slowdown. I don't sign contracts. I don't make any big decisions. Then that's how I mean, like she feels in the best way. So I think that she already found her way. I mean, for
Yeah.
everyone, it could be different. Yeah.
Yeah. When I think of Leo season in general, I think, right, okay, things we've talked about: courage, creativity, allowing yourself to shine for your talents, and avoiding too many dramas. But Leo in general can be quite a generous sign. And then when I think of retrogrades, yes, as you say, it's the reviewing, the reflection, it's all those things. And like Kim was alluding to as well, not sort of jumping in and making too many major changes and expecting that maybe some technology might not be amazing, but that's okay because we can review, rewrite, whatever. But also, yeah, it allows us to reflect. And as you say, things don't always work out how we want them to, but it's another go. It's another opportunity to rethink or rework some things we were doing before. So I know for me, we were talking about before, but I've recently finished that second astrology school training that I did, and with that, I'm going to go back through and relook at some of the videos of things I've already learned, and then make a load of notes in a very mercurial way, as the
Yeah.
Gemini that I am.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think that it's a good time to review stuff, review documents or something like that, and go through them and see. I mean, like there were things that maybe we thought that okay, we were good about the subject. Oh, I know it, and then maybe we will find out that actually I didn't know it all, but I mean, like maybe I should work on it more. I mean, so it's like it's a nice review period as well. And Leo season, I mean, Leo season, it's in any way with all that. I think piling up from the Cancer season, etc. It's like we have quite a lot retrograde planets, I think, in the sky, and it will bring another one, Chiron, I think, retrograde at the same time as well during the Leo season, and so it would be kind of a bit resting. I was the other day, I was thinking, and I was like, okay, Sun will come home to Leo, the sign that it rules. I think it's time to give a break because Virgo season is coming a bit more eventful. I mean, like because in the Virgo season we will have the two eclipses happening in Virgo season. I mean, like I think a bit at the beginning, and then towards the end there's another eclipse coming up. So I think in that sense, I mean, it's a good period. Let's let's rest a bit because I mean, like more active period is coming ahead in Virgo season at the end of the day. So I think we should really benefit this rest period in the Leo season. Not much things happening actually in the sky.
Much needed rest before an active Virgo time, where we know we're going to be using discernment to work out, well, what's best for us, how can we best be of service to others, how can we organize and structure everything, as you well know with the Virgo in you.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've had another comment from Kimberly as well. Oh, okay, have lots of air energy within us, with me talking about it. Terry's got some, and now we're joined by fellow air as well with duality. So have you got any sort of courses or events or things that you'd like to share coming up, Terry?
Yeah, in September I will the new term for my astrology course. It's an introduction to astrology course where I cover the planets, signs, houses, and all these. But the important part in this course is that in the last week of the course, I sit together with the think I can say querent or the student. We are all students at the end of the day. So I mean, I sit together and then I discuss the chart, their natal chart, and then they will have the time to reflect on whatever they have learned so far, and then find a way to, I think, to put that knowledge, what they have gained so far, into their natal chart and reflect on their own natal chart. And I hope that, I mean, this could be an inspiration for some of the people. This is an introduction to astrology course at the end of the day, but I hope that it could be an inspiration for some of the people who are taking the course to move forward, to study more. I mean, maybe to get more, I mean, into courses or workshops, etc., and maybe eventually become an astrologer as well. So, and I have also a limited place. I do only with 4 people, so that we have a small class, so everyone has more chance to say or talk more and ask more at the end of the day. So that's the one that is coming up, the course in September. So the people always can contact me through my website for that, or through my email. And in addition to that, I gave the same talk in different places. I mean, since the astrological conference of last year, I have the 36 decans, discovering them through astrology and tarot.
Oh,
So that was my talk last year at the AA conference,
mm,
and then I had the chance to give it to some astrological societies in England as well, online. So actually, the talk, I mean, is on Aquarius 7 YouTube channel at the moment.
okay.
So if the people would like to see, that's there as well, so they can have a look at the talk. That's where it is up. And I have a reading for that. I mean, I decided that that's why I was saying, oh, that's a very creative idea. Well, what will the retrograde period tell about it? Yeah, because I said that, okay, I mean, like, I can make a mini reading where I can take astrology and tarot together. It won't be an in-depth natal chart. It's 3 bigs. I mean, like moon, sun, moon, and ascendant signs. I mean, but discovering it through the decans. And then I bring the associated minor arcana cards and trying to get more insight. It's a 35 minutes reading. So if the people are interested about it, also they can just contact me for that.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I love the sound of that one. And well, your course sounds very generous and beautiful as well, because a lot of people, when they give a course, it is just literally the modules of, right, here's the basics or whatever we're learning, and then that's it, any questions. But to actually have somebody have their chart looked at as well, that's very generous. Yeah, it's
I
lovely.
think it's, I mean, like the people, I think, need to have the chance to practice. You know,
Yes.
I mean, even it's like basic thing. I mean, it's not like in depth. I mean, you always have more to learn about astrology. We know that it's an immense ocean. Whatever we know are the like little sands, I mean, like by the coast in astrology. But it's like, I mean, you know that when the currents come to us, it's like sometimes they start asking, no, what is that symbol, and or like, how did you understand it, or etc. And now they, after getting all this acquaintance with all the symbolism on the chart, then it would be nice to sit together with a practicing astrologer and then look at that with your own eyes, and having the chance to have a say about your own natal chart. I think it's really important. I mean, like, sometimes it sounds, I mean, that's why I put a fee accordingly, because I literally have a 1.5 hours I mean, combined, I mean, like session going with the person. I mean,
Right,
oh,
amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So Kimberly was saying that she wants to look at your website because she likes the sound of your training as well, and she enjoys
yeah. The
teaching Reiki and astrology fascinates her.
astrology fascinates me. Yeah, great, great, Kimberly. Thank you very much. So that's it.
Um,
I mean, that's what I'm doing. My creative ideas that appeared like 2 days before. I mean, you should have seen me. I'm like writing them. I mean, like I had the first term of the course. I had two students. I mean, back in March, and
hmm,
it's like, but I hadn't put it up on my website, etc. It's like I said, okay, let me run the first course so I get to the second term, and then just I'm like for the first time I was stressed. Oh, Mercury retrograde is coming. I have to put up everything on my website. In the end, I just put them. I think it was finished by Thursday, and I'm like, I'm so happy that it got out of my list. Check, check. Okay, everything is up now. So now I'm happy. I'm like it's nice. Yeah.
yeah, brilliant. Um, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we wrap up our talk today, Terry?
No, I think thank you very much. First of all, I think these are very nice questions. I mean, like that you prepared, and it's a way I think to express ourselves better. I mean, like because generally how the people see us is like it's like writing posts or making YouTube, etc. And that's always about astrology or tarot or about both of them. But sometimes it's nice to be able to tell our stories and where we are coming from in a way. So thank you very much. And if anyone would like to reach me, my website is like as we see here. It's just .com here, or my email address is this Terry Noodleman together without anything in between at amethystastro.com. So please send me an email. I'm generally very communicative person. I reply right away. Not that I'm on top of my email, but it's like because I don't get any notifications. I don't like those things. But I mean, it's like at nights or during the day. If I see a message, I will just write reply whatever it is. So they can be free to contact me anytime that they want.
Yeah, thank you very much, Terry. It's been lovely. And thank you to Kimberly for joining us as well. And
Yeah,
anybody who sees us in future or has enjoyed the conversation or now or in future, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that you can see lovely guests like Terry or others that I've had on my podcast. And yeah, it just helps. And it's totally free. But,
yeah.
so thank you. Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to end the live now, and you can carry talking with me if you want to.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, oh,
Thank you
thank
very
you,
much.
Kim.
Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, thank you. Okay, bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.